Hello people, this is how to build a 10k a month theme page funnel, step by step, free training. So in this free training video, I'm going to show you why social media funnels are the best way to make 10k a month online. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete content to cash system, ready to generate leads and make sales on autopilot. So here's what we'll cover in today's training. So first we'll go over what a niche is and how to pick one. Next we'll go over creating a brand. Third we'll go over setting up your social media accounts. Fourth we'll go over building your content pillars. Fifth we're going to be batch creating content. 6 we're going to be batch editing content. 7 we're going to schedule content. 8 how to write captions. 9 creating a lead magnet. 10 setting up a payment processor. And 11 creating a paid product so you can get paid and make 10k a month online through theme page funnels. Now step 1 is picking a niche. Most people overcomplicate this because the key is to pick a niche that you actually know something about and that you enjoy the most. So for examples of profitable niches, I've broke it down into industries and niches. So the industry here is fitness and health. The niches would be weight loss, muscle building, personal training. Money and business industry, the niches would be freelancing, marketing, investing, sales coaching. Relationships and social media industry, the niches would be dating advice, confidence coaching. For the hobbies and skills and industry, I'd go over photography, language learning, music lessons. Niches that don't work are ones that are too broad. For example, just motivation without a clear problem to solve. The more specific the niche, the better. And if you do pick something you know about, it has to be something that you can teach the intricacies of. For example, I love football, but if I just did top 10 goals, it would simply be entertainment. There would be no desire to invest in watching that. What I could actually teach in football is something where people have a desire to get better at the thing. So my example would be goalkeeping, because I played goalkeeper for 10 years and I got trials at Manchester City at the age of 15. Pick a niche that people are actively looking for solutions in, and also, like I said, the thing that you most know about and the thing you enjoy. Search for problems in your niche using Google, YouTube, TikTok comments. For the examples, the industry would be football, my niche is goalkeeping. If the industry is business, a niche could be dropshipping. If the industry is mental health, the niche could be meditation. I want you to pick a niche before you move on, so have a think about this, get a pen and paper, write it down. Just have a little think about what you would want to talk about and teach and sell products in. So moving on to step 2, we have creating a brand. Now branding isn't just a logo, it's your messaging, your positioning and your authority. But what makes a strong brand? So a clear name and tagline. For example, Goalkeeper Academy, helping goalkeepers sign pro contracts. A unique positioning, so what makes you different. No BS, just results. And a strong identity, so colours, fonts and messaging that aligns with your niche. So the action steps, once you've picked your niche, is I want you to choose a name. You can just start by using your own personal name, that works. But if you want to create a faceless page and you don't want your name to be out there, go ahead and do a faceless page. Once you've picked a name, you want a business Gmail that you're only ever going to use for business. It's going to be private. I guess people might contact you on it, but just keep it private. Keep it fairly professional, for example. Then create a tagline that clearly states who you help and what result you bring. And then you can use Canva to design a simple logo and banner for your social media accounts. Canva's free if you've never used it before. So moving on to step 3. You're going to set up your social media accounts. Your accounts are your funnel entry points, so here's how to optimize them. We're going to focus on Instagram and YouTube. These are the best ones for me that I found that work. So first you need a profile picture. Keep it professional, high quality image, either of yourself or your brand logo. Then your name and username. Keep it clean and niche relevant. The bio, explain what you do in one sentence and a call to action. And then link in bio, link to a free training video. When it comes to YouTube, you want a banner, so professional and clear about your niche. About section, short and impactful. Who you help and call to action to the freebie. And then video titles, optimize for search. So for example, how to. Your action step is to optimize these 2 platforms, Instagram and YouTube. Get them set up, ready to go within the niche that you're going to run. Before we post any content, we're going to move on to step 4, which is building your content pillars. Content pillars keep your brand consistent and make content creation easier. So how do you choose your content pillars? Well, you start by identifying your industry and your niche. Then you want to make a list of pain points. So for example, with goalkeeping, they might struggle with technique, fitness, game IQ, mindset, confidence, etc., etc. The list goes on. Now, think about solutions. For me, I could do step-by-step guides on how to conquer these things once and for all. Proof and authority, so client results and personal experience, and then call to action posts, so promoting your freebie or offer. So the action steps that you need to take is choose 3 to 5 content pillars that align with your niche. The content pillars can be based around the pain point. So every time I make a piece of content, it's either going to be technique, fitness, game IQ, mindset, confidence, etc., etc., etc. So write down the 3 to 5 content pillars and then brainstorm 10 ideas for each one. So you should have 30 to 50 pieces of content. This is going to take you probably an hour or two, but it's important, so take your time and get it right. Moving on to step 5, we're going to batch create content where possible. Content batching saves time and keeps you posting consistently. So the types of content to batch would be short form videos, Reels/TikToks, 30 to second tips or storytelling clips, carousels for Instagram, educational step-by-step posts, tweets and threads, so repurpose as captions and Twitter posts. So the action steps is go and film 30 or 30 to 50 short form videos in one session. This could be an all-day thing. And then write down 5 to 10 carousel posts in Canva or Figma. So step 6, batch edit your content. So fast editing keeps your workflow smooth. So the recommended tools that I have is CapCut because it's free and easy for short form videos. Or if you're a bit more advanced, I use Adobe Premiere Pro. Or you can use Final Cut, whatever you want to use. So the action step is edit at least 10 pieces of content at once to stay ahead. You want to think about this business as a social media content machine that pumps out content, generates views and attention, and turns viewers into buyers, and then turns buyers into money. Step 7, schedule your content. So posting daily without a scheduler equals burnout. So I recommend using Meta Business Suite for just posting your videos ahead of time by scheduling. So the action step here would be schedule 1 week of content in advance. Moving on to step 8, when it comes to the captions. Captions should be short, engaging, and have a call to action. So a winning caption formula would be a hook. So when you're on Instagram, you'll only be able to see one line. So this is not a good example. It should be, here's how, like this is how I would change it. So it'd be like, here's how I got scouted, or just get rid of here's. You want it as short as possible. How I got scouted. Yeah, I'd say that's good. How I got scouted for my goalkeeping. And then value. It says short, actionable tip. Yeah, you do want to do that. But the actual caption, you want it to be as long as possible. Have it around 10 to 20 lines with a gap in between. And then finally, you want a call to action. You always want your call to action to be comment, keyword, like that in quotation marks and capital letters, if you want the blah blah blah, and then you follow. But make sure to follow me, otherwise I can't send it to you, something like that. I've write 5 to 10 engaging captions in advance. And you can do this for every video, but what I would do is I would change 5 to 10 and do it 3 to 5 based on your content pillars. So whatever your content pillar is, there should be a caption for that. And then it should be the same caption for each type of content, because it wouldn't make sense to do just one caption. You would do 3 to 5 depending on what the content is. You don't want to just keep writing captions, but it has to be the same thing, and it needs to have a hook in there. It needs to have value. You need to have a keyword for them to comment, and you need to have a follow call to action. As long as you've got those in, you'll be fine. The next thing is this keyword. This is where it's going to play into it. You want to create a lead magnet, and before we do that, I want to explain this. So if you don't know what a lead magnet is, a lead magnet basically turns your audience into email subscribers, aka future buyers. So without moving on to this stuff here, of examples of lead magnets, I just want to explain how that works. So when somebody comments the keyword, it's going to be an automation where we're going to DM them something like, hey, how's it going, engaging with them. And when they reply, we're going to send them the training, the lead magnet. We're going to actually send it to them. The reason why we say comment is because it's the lowest hanging fruit, the easiest thing for them to do is just comment on the video. And then once they've commented because they're interested, we're going to DM them and try and get them as a client. Examples of lead magnets could be a free ebook, how to get clients with TikTok, a checklist, 10-step content system for coaches, or a free training video like this one. Now, the action steps are: use Canva or Google Docs to create a 5 to 10 page guide, host it on Google Drive, Gumroad or ConvertKit. I personally prefer Google Drive. That's why you're seeing a Google Doc right now. It's just the easiest. Once you've done that, you want to go over to step 10, which is setting up a payment processor. To make money, you need a way to collect payments. The best payment processor I recommend is Stripe. The action step is set up a Stripe or Gumroad and test a payment link. Step 11 is creating a paid product. Now, your first product should be simple, like a Notion template or a mini course or a one-to-one coaching session, even if you like connecting with people. The action step would be create a low ticket offer. When I say low ticket, it's somewhere between $7 and $47 to start collecting payments. You want to see these people as leads. Remember before when I said about creating a lead magnet? You basically want to create a free training so that people come into your ecosystem, they realize that you're a good person, and they might want to work with you, so then you upsell them on the next part of the funnel. So what's next? What's after step 11? We've covered the foundations of building a social media funnel, but it's just the starting point. The real power comes next, but I don't have time to cover it all in this one video. But for those of you who are more serious and more committed, if you want my one-to-one help, I've got an advanced training video for you. So here's what you'll get. So the first thing is building a high converting funnel. So turning views into buyers. Owning your data so you're not dependent on algorithms and social media videos blowing up. Running paid ads, scaling your income predictably, getting an ROI, getting a return on your investment. Email and SMS marketing, which will automate your sales. Lead generation, so getting inbound leads daily. Appointment setting, booking calls with ready to buy clients. And closing sales, turning leads into high-paying customers. And on top of the advanced training video, you'll also get a 1 hour long one-to-one work session with me, where I'll answer all of your questions, help you with anything you're struggling with, and even do a few things for you, if I can. This is a no-brainer offer, and you'll see the link right below this video to claim your one-to-one work session and advanced training video. So click the link below to get the advanced training, and I'll see you on the call. Good luck, and peace out.